Okay, so this project or this video is actually week 2. I got caught up and behind, so Mr. Bloom was nice enough to let me turn this in today, but I'm turning it in on the um, week three discussion post. So I want to go over this quickly. I went through and made a list, although it's not. There we go. Allowing me to. I did make a list as the assignment requests. Went through some discussion points here. Some of the things that I was given feedback on were the color scheme works, but not necessarily with the Truffles and Trifles logo, or does it? So that's something to look at, and that was in response to my going over the use of complementary colors. And it's so, I think Mr. Bloom was saying that, there was complementary colors, but was it just done for that reason, or did they really go with the site itself? So I took a look at that. Now the gradient is drawing attention to the header where there is nothing to display. So that would be here, where the gradient is kind of drawing attention up here and away from everything else, but there's nothing really to look at up here besides the logo. Now, this dark area, as discussed in the feedback, does kind of draw into the middle, which goes over here, but overall I agree that wasn't a good use of that. Okay. Now, also, the gradient was a rather large change from the green to the white, so using a light one was better. And then maybe just remove the white box directly around the logo itself. And then the full width text across the whole page and the padding on the right. There wasn't any padding on the right. And then as far as the links, instead of the width applied to each link itself, I was suggested to put a consistent space between the links instead of the width of the links. Now that's something I still need to work on and will continue to do as this project week persists. Give the home page some more clarity, because right now it's just a logo and it goes straight into this block text and has some pictures. Okay, so and as far as Zerb Foundation or Bootstrap, I did learn Foundation. I taught it to myself about 2 classes ago. So that is something I learned it in Programming Web Applications 2. But I did not use this back in WSP, Web Standards Project, so I don't see the reason to go back and create that now, especially with what you're saying where it just adds unnecessary amount of div tags. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it simple and stick with the straight up HTML5 semantic markup. And I do know there is considerable changes that need to be made throughout this site, and I hope to have all that done throughout the course of the class month here. Okay. Now, to go over some of the changes really quickly. Here, the color scheme works, but not necessarily. So what I did was I removed the white box surrounding the logo and made the gradient more slight. So here is the original. And then here is, see this white box, and see how the gradient is left to right here? Here's the new one. So I removed the white box and I made the gradient linear from top to bottom, and I made it much more slight. Okay, now going over another change. Added 10 pix padding to the right. So over here you can see on the word schools, there's no space. Now I added 10 pixels on the right for padding, so it actually moved the word schools over, but you can see that the padding is in fact there. I did not get to this yet, but that's one of the things I will be doing, along with many other things that need to be done. Give the home page some more clarity. So I added a header to highlight quickly what the page, site, and company is about. So here, where there wasn't really anything, except for this sort of slogan there, now we have the slogan, or logo, and let's see, that needs to be adjusted here. Oops. Okay, so that is part of it. So here I'm noticing something that needs to be adjusted that I'll have to fix. But I added this here. Now another thing that I already know it's going to say in here is I removed a paragraph of text. So in this one you can see that bulk block of text is a bit intimidating. So I went ahead and removed one paragraph, which I felt was the least important. So going from top to bottom, from here and going down, that looks okay. But going to here, this one already looks considerably better. And there are some adjustments that need to be made going forward. There's actually a lot of adjustments. I mean, if this was a real project that I was working on for a client, I would be able to put considerably more time into this. And I would really, at this point, I don't even think that doing this video I can really show everything that I've learned. And a lot of it I need to brush up on, like say I wanted to add some jQuery features. And we did learn that, but not to the extent where I would have liked. So that's something I'd like to learn more about and add into a video like this in the future. Let's see. Okay, so now to go over some of the code, since I forgot that last time, I want to make certain I don't forget that this time. Okay. Here on the H3, this is where I added that. I did need to add an ID here in order to move it. So I added that header. Whoops. And then in the style sheet, oh wait, just so you can see here while I was right there, in the paragraph tag I did add the 10 pixels of margin. Padding right there. Now within the style sheet again, here is the home header. And I was able to comment this out as I didn't need it, so I'll go ahead and delete and save that now. But here's where I added the height of the 50 pixels, which is going to be different than the other H3 tags throughout the site, so I did need to add an ID to that. Okay. And then, let's see, we have the slogan here still. Now, here are some of the places where this is something I'm still going to work on. I guess I'm hitting my time limit already. But I do want to go ahead and remove this, which is something I'm going to do. This was discussed in my feedback, where I need to focus each page on the body tags themselves and possibly give each body tag a separate ID. In doing so, I can minimize these div tags here with the site wrapper, the index background, and I can say body, home, body, about, body, classes, and do it that way. And I think that'll make a lot more sense. So that is what I have so far. I greatly appreciate the chance to get this turned in today, and I will soon be submitting. Once you see this, obviously it'll be submitted, but I'll be commenting on everybody's posts soon, and hopefully you guys will see it in the week 3 section. And I look forward to the coming week. Thank you.